Alright, what's up guys? I threw a video clip of me benching on Instagram and then told you guys to ask me questions below. Said we're going to do a Q&A. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I throw a lot of training clips on there. And when I host a Q&A, it's usually on Instagram. So that's at Nick Wright, NWB, all one word. It's in the info box below. Anywho, let's begin. Why don't you have an interest in Olympic lifting? I actually love Olympic lifting. I think it's such a cool sport to watch. And it's intriguing because there's so much technique to it. Personally though, I'm just not a fan of lifts that require such fast, explosive technique. I'm not really articulating this the right way. I love the idea of raw power, of having to have just an insane amount of weight in your back, lower it down, and then just boom, stand back up with it. Olympic lifting is, powerlifting is a lot of technique, but Olympic lifting is like all technique, I feel like. And that might not make sense, because I guess in powerlifting, if you don't have technique, you'll feel that too. But like, I don't know, I've been taught how to like clean and stuff like that, and it's so intricate, it's so much crazy technique, and it just doesn't really pique my interest. I like just the raw, slow, Hulk smash type of power. But I respect the hell out of it as a sport though, and I think it's really entertaining to watch. Just personally, it doesn't pique my interest for me doing it. How important is food when it comes to being productive? Food is very important, I think. Food equals energy. So you need energy to be productive. That said, when I'm really productive and I get caught up like being busy and all that, I'll have a lot of caffeine and like I'll forget to eat and I won't eat. And then when I do eat, I become lethargic because I haven't eaten all day. So, but yeah, in the grand scheme, you need food. When is that sexy white and camel made shirt coming out? Man, I just placed the order for it to be made today. Sorry about the delay, guys. Do you think you'll ever be competing in a bodybuilding show again? I don't think so, honestly. It just doesn't pique my interest. It really doesn't anymore. Maybe I just haven't seen you bench a lot, but I have also heard you reference your position of elbow placement, but it looks like with this video your elbows are in more. What are your thoughts on overall placement? Yeah, thank you for noticing. Definitely tucking my elbows a lot more. I benched pretty flared all my life, as you guys know. Benched up to 365 with the flared elbow style and never had any issues from it. I did tweak my shoulder, and people have made videos about me saying that it was because of my bench grip and all that my shoulder was hurting, but it wasn't. My shoulder ended up hurting actually from low bar squatting, believe it or not. It was pushing my scapula into a bad position, and then I just had muscular imbalance in my left shoulder to begin with, so it just made it all bad. And I thought it was benching, but it wasn't, because I passed every physical therapy test on shoulder health, and I was able to press any amount of weight you gave me if it was like cables. It was only when I had a bench or something pushing against my scapula that it would hurt, and it came to find it was from low bar squatting. But I did end up switching to a tucked position, a really tucked position, and it feels 10 times better. It just feels like more of your body is incorporated into the actual lift, giving you a lot of room to grow and get a big bench. So personally, yeah, if you can get the tucked elbow position down, it can be amazing. You just got to keep in mind that there's no one right way to do it. Some people say you have to tuck all the way in. Not true. A lot of raw lifters have the best luck at like a 45-degree angle right in between. So you just got to find what's best for you. Still friends with Max and Christian? Why didn't you go to NY with them? Yeah, Max is a best friend of mine. In fact, he was just texting me today, earlier. And Christian is still my boy. I'm not super close with Christian, but he's my boy. Like, we get along every time we see each other, text each other here and there quickly. I didn't go to NY for the retreat simply because I wasn't invited. The YouTuber's retreat is put on by, I think it's Javon. Is that his name? I never met him, so I don't think he even knows who I am. But what they do is they actually invite YouTubers personally, and they fly them out, so they cover all their travel expenses and all that. And this is gonna sound a little like, you know, hurt pride. I get it. It sounds a little. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I understand that my content output has decreased. I understand my views are half of what they used to be last year in 2015. I understand me as a YouTuber, just channels dying, and that's fine. I'm not complaining. It's my own doing. I've been focusing on just lifting for myself and doing other business outside of YouTube and just uploading for fun when I want to share it. So you get out what you put in. I accept that fully. And it makes sense why I wouldn't be contacted and invited anymore. I'm just not a big YouTuber. I'm not a big name anymore. But because of that, this might sound prideful, but you go from being invited to all these big events and flown out and like VIP on the red carpet and just like brought out to Canada to film things, and like you go from being invited, and when there's a big event like the YouTuber's retreat and all your YouTuber peers are being invited and flown out, it feels kind of shitty that for you to have to suddenly like pay your way and go out there yourself, which I know is what all the viewers are doing. So I'm really not trying to knock that at all, if that makes sense. It's just like, I don't know. I think you guys would understand if in any position, really. It's just, it feels, if I understand that I'm dying down and it's my own fault, that's fine, but I'm gonna go out with a little bit of dignity, if that makes sense. So I don't wanna like suddenly go to meet my peers and friends as like a fan, or feel like I'm doing it as a fan. This is all sounding so snobby. I really don't mean it in a snobby way. I honest to God don't. I just, you know, I don't know. You go from being invited, everybody else got invited, I didn't get invited. I didn't want to like just pay my way out there. That, and I don't think John even knows who I am, so. What do you do when you're out of your routine for some external reason and struggling to get yourself back into a training schedule? You just gotta jump into it, man. You gotta set a goal. Like, when I had to do the photo shoot and I had to stop powerlifting, it was driving me insane. And when I came back to being able to power train again, I was just ecstatic. I just wanted to get strong. I just picked max goals out in my head, you know, maxes that I wanted to hit, total goal, I set a meet date. You just gotta set a goal, man. Those like, how do you get yourself back into it questions kind of throw me off, because it's like, you either want to do something or you don't want to do something. It's simple as that. So if you want to be training, you want to get stronger, you want to get more shredded, whatever your goal is, that's all your motivation right there. So set a goal that pertains to that interest and hold yourself to that goal, whether it's competing, doing a photo shoot, whatever it may be. Would you ever consider being a non-natural athlete sometime in your life? I've thought about it, and I'm not saying no to the idea indefinitely forever, but as of right now, I'm gonna say natural. It's just, you know, you're just risking your body to an extent. And I understand, I don't fall victim to media or anything like that. I understand you can do steroids in a very safe way, and I do understand there are people who have done steroids for years with no negative effects. At the same time, though, you are messing with a hormone, and there is plenty of room for negative effects, even if it's shutting down your natural testosterone production. Things like that I don't necessarily want to put on my body when there's no real reason to. What's your next car going to be? Funny, me and Ari were just looking at cars the other day actually for me, because I think springtime I'm going to have to get one finally. I've been trying to drive this thing till the wheels fall off, and I think they're going to fall off soon. So I really like the Mercedes, man. I kind of like the Mercedes SLK. It's simple. They used to be girly, but after 2014, the new models are masculine looking. So you get like a nice clean one, put like black rims on it, black grille. I think that look pretty mean, and they're like really good on gas because they're small engines. I think they have a turbo in them now, or twin turbo. I don't even remember. I always liked them. I've always kind of liked them. Let me know what you guys think about that. We'll see what spring looks like and what makes the most sense to me. Big J, looking strong. Next time you're partying with Big J in Vegas, man. Anytime I'm in Vegas with you, Big J, I'm down to party with you. Always a great time, brother. What was the hardest part about transitioning from bodybuilding to powerlifting? Just learning the form and technique that goes into squat, bench, and deadlift correctly and optimally. When you bodybuild, this is probably gonna get me some backlash, but I'm just going by what I've both done and observed. When you bodybuild, you can get away with not using good form. A lot of bodybuilders don't use great form when it comes to compound movements. It's good enough form to where they don't get injured and they activate the muscles that they need to activate. And at the end of the day, that's all you really need for bodybuilding. So, you know, I always trained with suboptimal form and even dangerous form, but I just did it for the muscle hypertrophy and it worked. When you get into powerlifting, you have to perfect your form or else you're not gonna tap into your full strength of the movement. It's a very technique-oriented sport. So for me, just really getting the technique down in powerlifting. That and like the high amount of volume with such heavy weights is brutal when you're not used to that. Power training is so much harder than bodybuilding training when you first transition to it and you're not used to it. Not saying powerlifting is harder than bodybuilding. I'm saying just the training part of it. How much do you weigh? I always hang around the mid 180s. The heaviest I'll get is around 190. Do you consider yourself a power builder? If so, let's proof to people that being a powerlifter doesn't mean you need to be fat. Good job on your 500-pound squat. Ha, I beat you to it. Wanted to get 500 before you. I follow your progress all the way from Canada. I feel like that was like a blend of a compliment and a dig, just back and forth with one another. Can you sentence a homeless man to house arrest? Haha, great question. No, you definitely can't. What is your total goal for your next powerlifting meet? Squat, bench, deadlift goals for your next competition. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I don't have any set goals. I don't even have a total goal because obviously my next goal would just be to break 1400 in general, but that's not even exciting because you can't even like be competitive at a national level without like a 1600 total in my weight class anymore. So I just want to keep getting stronger and get my numbers way up. For my goal for the next meet, I want to have a 500-pound squat as my second attempt guaranteed. I don't care what my third attempt is. It might only be 530, could only be 515. Maybe it's 550 by then, I don't know. But whatever it is, I just want 500 to at least be the second attempt, meaning that I'm good for higher into the 500s after it. For bench, man, bench is hard. I always have terrible luck with benching at meets. It never goes well. My benching my meets never reflects how my bench is in the gym. All I know is I want to be able to be benching 365 cleanly in the gym, at least, like with a pause, and then being able to hit around that at a meet by the next time I do a meet. And then for deadlifts, deadlift is so annoying. I just want to be able to pull 600 and up. That's probably it. I'm not sure what my next meet is going to be. I really want to take a lot of time just to stay in a caloric surplus like I am and just keep putting on strength. What's your favorite sport to play, watch, and who are your favorite teams? I don't follow sports at all. So if you talk to me about sports or athletes, I don't really know who you're talking about. I just kind of go along with it. And to me, football season is just a lot of people yelling and me not knowing why. I'm like a dog, basically. I'm like a dog in a room and the family's fighting, and all the dog is getting out of it is really loud noises and he doesn't know what's going on. That's me around sports. I loved wrestling in high school. That was my favorite one. When you get in the new car, man, come on, it's time. It's not time because it's about to be winter in Rhode Island and you do not want a new car when winter's coming in New England. Your car will get pooped on. So springtime, that's when it's time. Why is red your favorite color? I don't know. Why is any color anyone's favorite color? For someone that doesn't keep up with YouTube drama, what's the beef with you and Censored? I censored the name out because I do not give beef or YouTube drama any fucking attention. People can cry and talk and hate and diss and talk all the shit they want on their channel. That's fine, that's what their channel's about. That's all their channel's gonna amount to. I'm giving no part of it. So I have no opinion on any sort of YouTube drama or beef. Is it possible to keep your strength while cutting? Yes, to an extent. If you cut slowly and you cut correctly, you can maintain strength and even gain a little bit of strength for a little while. But you're gonna get to a point though when you start getting to like that 10 to 20 pounds of, I'd say probably even 15 to 20 pounds. When you start getting around closer to like losing 20 pounds of body weight, then you're gonna start losing gains no matter what. It's almost unavoidable. Would you ever consider moving to LA? Yes. That's a place I've always kind of wanted to live, but I'm not sure if I ever realistically will because besides being incredibly expensive, Rhode Island's not exactly cheap, but LA is really expensive. The traffic scares me, honestly. The traffic is scary. And then, man, just like their laws and like how anti-guns they are and all that stuff, I don't know. I'm not positive if I want to live there, but it's a beautiful place with a lot of opportunities. So that part of it is awesome. Recommended rep range for strength on bench and squat. Man, you got to figure that out for yourself. Volume is what's key, but some people achieve volume through doing a dozen sets of 2. Some people achieve it through doing, 3 sets of 8. Some people like the higher reps per set, some people like the lower reps, but then a lot of sets. There's no one answer to that. You just gotta figure out what you respond to best. Are you planning on collaborating with Max Tuning at his gym? Oh, and he corrected it, new gym. Yeah, Max and I actually chatted about that. I definitely want to get down there at some point. I'm just not positive when, but yeah, that'd be cool. Max is my boy, that gym looks awesome. I think it'd be a lot of fun. How old are you? 25. How's the condo? Condo's quite well. Quite well. I love it. What's your plan when lifting weights and selling t-shirts is no longer a lucrative form of income? I mean, I have a few different sources of income. I do swing trading on the stock market, which does well. My best month was right around 20 grand actually in a month on the stock market. Of course, I'm investing in real estate now, so down the line I want real estate to be another source of income through renting that out. The t-shirts, you gotta understand the t-shirts, I hate that. The clothing line, it's gonna be more than shirts. All right, that's fair, it is just t-shirts right now. But the clothing line, my plan is to be behind the scenes in that. So that's not directly correlated to when YouTube ends. So like, it's not like when YouTube ends, the clothing line ends. I plan to be behind the scenes, start sponsoring some big names on there and just have them be like the face of the brand and like keep that expanding and branch that off. And that'll be something that's self-sustained too. And outside of that, man, like, here's the thing, I didn't get into YouTube to start making money off of it. I just did what I loved doing as the inspiration came to me to do it. And lo and behold, YouTube ended up becoming a 6-figure thing for me down the line. So my thing is, don't stress about money, don't stress about the future. Enjoy being in the right now, and then just continue to be creative and open-minded and never not go for something that you want to do. I'm sure once YouTube goes away, there'll be something else that I'm interested in and I'll pursue that. I'm not gonna be homeless, knock on wood, or I might be homeless at some point, who knows. But then I'm gonna make a motivational movie about it down the line. Anyway, guys, that's good for right now. Thanks for the questions. Follow me on Instagram for more, and I'll see you guys later.